Hello students, hope all are safe and doing very well. Children, today in this session we will discuss first point, that is grammar. The second we will discuss the summary of these chapters, that is 3 questions, and the poem The Squirrel. Third we will discuss the summary of A Gift of Chappals and the poem The Rebel. In the fourth, Gopal and the Hilsa fish and the shed. In the next we will discuss the supplementary text, and next we will discuss the grammar. So children, in grammar we have learnt about that is the parts of speech. What are the 8 parts of speech? And we have discussed like what are adverbs, what is a verb, what is an adjective, preposition, conjunction, pronoun, interjection. You can see here in the slide, in the first image I have showed you what is a noun, and I have given few examples there. So in the assessment you should be able to identify which is a noun, which is an adverb, what is a verb, and I will be giving you few sentences in which you will be able to identify which is a verb, adverb or an adjective, and which is a preposition. You should be able to complete the sentence with the 8 parts of speech. And in the second session we have learnt about what is a sentence. I have given you thorough explanation on what is a sentence, and I have told you that a sentence is a group of words containing a subject and a verb, and a sentence must make proper sense. I gave you an example also at that time, and I told you there are 4 types of sentences, that is declarative sentence, interrogative sentence, exclamatory sentence and imperative sentence. Next, in our recent session we have understood what is direct and indirect speech. I gave you a number of examples of what is direct and indirect speech, how you can change the direct speech to the reported speech. Here also in this slide you can see many other examples as well. Here I have given few examples. I like ice cream, so that is indirect speech. So how you are going to change that to reported speech? He said that he liked ice cream. So more number of examples are here, and your textual textbook is also having few exercises which you need to do for direct and indirect speech. So go through the reference links thoroughly, go through the grammar whatever I have given, and whatever is there in the textbook, go through that thoroughly for your upcoming assessment. So now let us discuss the next slide, that is the summary of 3 questions and the poem The Squirrel. Children, in this chapter the 3 questions, we understood that the king wanted to know the answers of his 3 questions. What are those 3 questions? I have put in the slide so that you remember it and you can understand which are the 3 questions, the answers of the 3 questions which the king wanted to know, and how he got to know these answers for the 3 questions. We have understood in the first chapter what is the most important time to do anything. What is the important time? It is now. Who is the most important person? So the important person is the person who is with you. And then what else we have understood in this chapter, children? We have understood that how the wise men gave their solutions to the king, and how the king sent his messengers around to get the answers for his questions, but who helped him to get the answers of these 3 questions? That is the hermit. So who is a hermit? I told you that a hermit is a person living a simple life all alone. So when the king was not satisfied with the answers which he got from his messengers and wise men, he went in search of these answers he went to get these 3 answers from the hermit. So then there you understood in the chapter that a wounded man had come, and how the king helped the wounded man and how he forgave the wounded man, and he understood the answers for the 3 questions which he wanted to know. And next we have got a poem by Mildred Bowers Armstrong. here in this poem, the poet has described about the squirrel. As you can see here in the picture, this poem is only of how many lines, children? 6 lines. So here the poet is talking about the overcoat the squirrel has, and how the squirrel loves to tease and play, and how it runs around the trees, and how it played with the poet. That is what the poet is trying to tell in this poem. Let us check on to the next slide. So in this third slide we will understand this summary of this lesson, that is the gift of chappals, and the poem Rebel. So in this I told you that this is a gift of chappals. We learn many things from this lesson, and here we have also come to know that the writer is Vasanta Surya. I gave you lot of description about the author, and I told you what all books Vasanta Surya has written, and some children were having queries on Vasanta Surya. That also I have resolved for you. I told you that Mridu goes to Rukmani's house, and there what happens, here they discuss about a kitten, and whatever the name was given to this kitten, that was Mahendra Varma Pallava Pune. And there also this girl, that is Mridu, meets Ravi, and how Ravi, Mridu, they discuss about the kitten, and then Mridu is shocked suddenly when she hears a screeching sound, and there she comes to know that Lali is learning to play violin from the music teacher, and they have given in this chapter the description of the music teacher, and there Mridu notices these chappals, as I am showing you in the picture, the chappal of the music master. And what did the children do? The music master's chappal, they gave it to the beggar who used to come to their house. Why did they give, children? Because it was too hot outside and there were blisters in his feet. So the children were unable to see the pain, so they decided to give these chappals to the beggar, and we learnt a lot of moral from this story. And then how Gopu Mama's chappal were given back to the music teacher. And what did the music teacher call Ravi? He told that Ravi was the incarnation of Lord Hanuman. So we have understood about this. And in the Rebel, I told you that the poet has remarkably described about the behavior of a rebel, and he says that as humans we should always accept that there are different kinds of people in the society, and we must try to understand them. So being a rebel is not bad. As many children asked me, ma'am, is it bad to be a rebel? No, it is not bad to be a rebel, but the way you put in your words, trying to convince others, that should be in a better form. And we have learnt in this chapter, in this poem, that rebels do exist in the society. So let us check on to the next slide. So in the next slide we have got the supplementary. We have got Gopal and the Hilsa fish and the poem The Shed. So as this chapter I have done Gopal and the Hilsa fish, I told you what are speech bubbles, what are comics, and what are images which are having the speech bubbles. As you can see here in the image, that I am sorry, I lost my temper, it is the season for Hilsa fish and no one. So see, this is a speech bubble. I have sent a small description about speech bubbles, and I have told you what are speech bubbles, what are comics. All these things we discussed in our online session, as well as in the recorded video also you have heard about these things. This is an excellent story of Gopal and Hilsa fish. The next we discussed is the Shed poem written by Frank Flynn. I have explained that how the author does not believe in all the supernatural things, and finally in the last stanza we understood that the poet has decided that one day he will enter the shed. So next is the supplementary text. So what is in the supplementary text? We have understood and read the 3 chapters from this supplementary, that is the tiny teacher. You understood that how an ant can be a teacher for us and what are the important things we can learn from an ant. So how does the ant help others? The tiny teacher, the chapter opens with the author making a catalogue of the smallest insect who is also the wisest insects. He wonders if it is the fly, the mosquito or the worm. We have understood in this chapter how ants have their homes called the nest or the ant hills, and how efficient they are in their work. And I told that there is a lot that human beings can learn from the ants. They work hard, have the sense of duty and discipline, maintain cleanliness and look after their young ones really well. This indeed could be called as an tiny teacher. This means here that the ant can be called as a tiny teacher. So next, in the next chapter we have understood bringing up of Carrie. Here the author, he tells us that Carrie was 5 months old when he came under the care of the narrator. The narrator too was a young boy merely of 9 years, and how Carrie and the narrator grew simultaneously, and the Carrie's eating habits, and how Carrie screams to seek the narrator's help, how the narrator has seen that Carrie helps another boy who was screaming for help, and how the narrator hurried to Carrie's rescue. The narrator, with the help of Carrie, saves a boy, and Carrie's love for bananas renders him to a punishment. And what is master's call? We have understood in this chapter, that is bringing up Carrie. In the 3rd chapter, we have read a lot about the desert, how I told you that a desert is a beautiful place, and what is the popular belief about a desert, and it is being a tropical garden. And what is an oasis? I told you in the explanation what is an oasis. A desert may be hot like the Thar desert or cold like Ladakh, but usually it is believed that any place that has little or no water and vegetation is called a desert, I told you. And then also I have explained in that chapter that living things depend on water for their sustenance. Therefore, very few plants and animals are found in the desert. And I told you about the camel, that is the ship of the desert, and how it can do without water for several days, and humans are required to constantly sweat in high temperature in order to maintain their body temperature. If you listen to those videos, you will understand more better. And then the smaller desert animals and plants, I have also explained things related to this, that is the desert plants adapt themselves to the desert climate. The cactus, for instance, can store water in its thick stem. I have also told you that how in humid climates the moisture in the atmosphere casts a protective blanket on the earth. In deserts, this protective blanket is not there because of occasional rains. Therefore, the deserts heat up rapidly during the day and cool off rapidly during the night. However, despite the harshness of the climate, the deserts are an important part of nature. This I have explained here in your desert lesson. Children, you need to listen to this recording thoroughly, and you need to go through your exercises which is given in the textbook, and whatever grammar I have sent in the classwork, you refer to that thoroughly. If you have any doubts, we will discuss once again now in the online session. Make a note of the doubts before you ask. Thank you, children.